For as long as mankind has walked the earth, the human race has been predicting when and how the world will end. Let's take a closer look at the different end of days theories. Despite being the godfather of modern physics, including discovering the law of gravity, Isaac Newton was also a religious man who was interested in the occult. As a result, his prediction that humanity would be wiped out by the year 2060 was solely based on his deeply held faith in Christianity. He based his theory on the Bible's book of Daniel and calculated the date of the apocalypse as being exactly 1,260 years after the formation of the Holy Roman Empire. A recently published letter by Newton, which was auctioned in 1939 after sitting unseen in a trunk for 250 years, went on display at Israel's National Library. Newton's prediction on the document also claims the world will end after Jews were returned to the Holy Land, something which happened in 1948 following the creation of Israel. The LHC, located at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, can recreate the Big Bang in its underground facility in Switzerland. As a result, some theorists have claimed the giant proton colliding machine could create black holes which could swallow the Earth. But while admitting that black holes could be created, some scientists claimed that any gravity-pulling voids would be too small to make any kind of impact. Despite the dangers, the LHC was turned on in 2008 and the world is still intact. Yet the boffins at CERN are not without a sense of humor. Indeed, the facility is home to a 2-meter-tall statue of Lord Shiva, a gift from the Indian government, who is known as the Destroyer of Worlds. In around 5 billion years, it is predicted the Sun will turn into a red giant star caused by a helium-burning process. It will expand and swallow Mercury and Venus and most likely Earth as well. Whether our planet is consumed or not, the movement of the Sun will mean the end of life on Earth. The human race will have to figure out a way of leaving the planet to a more habitable home. Another theory centers around the fact that when stars turn into red giants, their movement causes other planets in their solar systems to become habitable. As a result, our technologically advanced future relatives could figure out a way of moving Earth to a more habitable part of the system. A team of researchers at the University of Rochester in New York had predicted in a doomsday scenario, over 2/3 of the population would be wiped out. Professor Adam Frank, who led the study which was published in the science journal Astrobiology, said humans potentially face 3 scenarios: a gradual die-off, a so-called soft landing or full-blown collapse. Professor Frank said, "We're interested in how exocivilizations develop on their planets. Given that more than 10 billion trillion planets likely exist in the cosmos, unless nature is perversely biased against civilizations like ours, we're not the first one to appear. That means each exocivilization that evolved from its planet's biosphere had a history, a story of emergence, rising capacities, and then maybe a slow fade or rapid collapse. And just as most species that have ever lived on Earth are now extinct, so too most civilizations that emerged, if they emerged, may have long since ended. So we're exploring what may have happened to others to gain insights into what might happen to us."